AgWeek Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
Can we expect favorable weather for the 4th of July? Here's John with our Agri-weather outlook.
The northern plains region of the country, specifically North Dakota, quite frankly, spent much of the first part of this growing season warmer than average and much drier than average, and things were really setting up for what looked like, for all practical purposes, a drought. But big rain system last weekend, back in June, did bring some widespread rainfall. And since that time, we've been seeing periodic storm chances. It's not like it's a totally wet pattern, but we got wet in the northern plains, and now we seem to be having more storms to feed that. Old farmer's adage, water makes water, and there is some truth to that. You get some humidity in the topsoil that does make more moisture available for more storms. It's not the only reason, but the pattern is favoring it as well. With the rains comes warm weather, but not as hot as it was, certainly not warmer than average. There'll be the occasional 90-degree day, but nothing unusual. The real heat is going to be down in the southwest. We're just before the monsoon season, so this part of the country is hot, 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 not getting much humidity at all, not much chance of rain at all. So the Mojave Desert, Phoenix, Southern California, away from the ocean, those places are going to be a lot of temperatures in the 110s and 120s. This first weekend, fairly warm weather, near 90, getting up into the northern plains, but as this little dip in the jet moves through, that's going to sag southward, spread itself out, little smear down through the western edge of the corn and bean belt, while warm temperatures work up into Quebec. Forest fire problem not going away there. And later on in the week, you'll see some ridging taking place across western Canada, which will pull some of that warm weather back up toward the other part of Canada that's been seeing a lot of wildfires. So that situation will not improve. The jet stream itself by the end of the week setting up in kind of a dual west to east pattern, fairly lethargic, not a lot of huge storm systems, just a few areas favorable for scattered thunderstorms, seasonal for July. There will be a little bit of trough ridging action in the northern plains for that second week of July, and all that will do is just continue the chance for scattered thunderstorms over the northern plains and the Great Lakes. A lot of the country not seeing a tremendous amount of weather. As far as the precipitation pattern goes, for the 4th of July, that's not a day forecast, but the days around 4th of July week, there will be scattered showers, thunderstorms across much of the northern and central plains, and the Gulf Coast and East Coast areas will see some areas of rain. Nothing at all expected over the southwest. West Texas all the way to California should continue to be parched. The second week of this pattern, again, not necessarily a wetter than average pattern, just the occasional day with thunderstorms and enough to kind of keep that going. Early in the summer, rains in the northern plains were sporadic. Now it looks like they'll be a bit more regular, and even though many areas of the Corn Belt will be rather warmish on temperatures, we're keeping them supplied with rain, which will be good for the corn and the beans.